Hi, my name is Marcus Charles. I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I'm 49 years old. Um, I um, I started smoking when I was 11 years old. I grew up in Montreal, and in Montreal in the 70s, I would even say maybe everywhere in the 70s, people started smoking really young. So my friends all smoked, and I started smoking too. And of course, the first few years, you don't really smoke that much or that often because you don't have permission. But by the time I was 15, I would say I was smoking regularly. My smoking increased over the years to the point where I was smoking 3 packs a day. So that's basically 60 cigarettes a day. I'm self-employed. I'm a translator. I sit here all day and type and work. And having a home office, I had no restrictions, so I could smoke as much as I wanted. My parents both smoked. My dad died young at 59 of an unrelated to smoking problem. Now, he had also quit smoking about 10 years before that. My mom, on the other hand, was a lifelong smoker, and she started very young, and she smoked all the way until her death. Like 48 hours before she died, she had me wheel her out of her little room at the retirement home and had a cigarette. And she died at 82, and she died of lung cancer. Now, even though I was there and I saw what it did to her, it still did not motivate me to quit. So I was in for the long haul, and I was very aware of the harm it was causing because I suffer from asthma as well. I've suffered from asthma since I was a little tiny kid. So that's always been the case, and it's never stopped me. I know I had a lot of doctors tell me, well, you shouldn't smoke because you have asthma. And my response eventually became, well, what makes you think that it's easier for me to quit smoking because I have asthma? It's not, because the asthma was under fairly good control. So, but anyway, I tried over the years. I never quit for longer than 3 months. I tried the patch, and that didn't work. And I tried the gum, and that didn't work. I actually even tried the gum to fly somewhere, because I had a long flight, and that didn't work. It had to work because I couldn't smoke on the plane, but it was really hard for me. I travel a lot because I'm a singer, and trying to find smoking rooms was becoming a bigger and bigger challenge. Anyway, all this to say that last year, we tried the little cigarettes, cigalikes, both my girlfriend and I, and it worked for her, but eventually she fell back because that was a bad influence. We bumped into a friend of ours last summer, and he was vaping, and it looked really interesting. I kind of like hardware and things like that, so I was really intrigued by his ego, as opposed to the little cigarettes that we had seen before. So we figured we'd, eventually go in and buy one somewhere. We didn't know where to go to buy them. And we asked him, and he said, well, I stopped at a flea market. And so one day we were on our way back from somewhere, and there was a huge traffic jam. So just before we got caught in the traffic jam, we decided to take another road to get home, like an entirely different highway. And as we're driving down this highway, we realized that we were really close to the flea market that he had mentioned. So we thought, hey, you know what? Let's stop and give it a shot. And we stopped at the flea market. We had a smoke in the car, like we'd always do before we went shopping. We'd just have a smoke before we got out of the car. So we got out of the car, went into the flea market. We got set up on an ego starter kit, both of us. And we were I really had no intention to quit, but I wanted to try this cool thing because I thought it looked good, and I thought, well, maybe I'll do both or something like that. And anyway, we got back in the car and set up our egos and filled our tanks, and And I figured I'm going to try to go on until dinner time and see if that works. And that worked. And after dinner, because that was a big test for me because I really enjoyed smoking after dinner. So after dinner, I was fine. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to try to make it to the time where I go to sleep. And that worked out too. And eventually, first thing you know, well, I just I never smoked again. And I used to, we both used to, my girlfriend and I, Karen, we used to go and buy tons of cartons of cigarettes at the same time because we wouldn't go out that often. So we would just go and like to the place where we bought our cigarettes. So we'd just go and buy like 15 cartons and then we'd be okay for a while. So basically we had just done that the week before. So I come home and, I have like 17 cartons left. We gave them away. We gave them all away 3 days after starting vaping. We gave all our cartons of cigarettes away. So we just went nuts. We were just like the newly converted religious people, basically. So we have a lot of smoking friends, and we bought a lot of kits. We went back to the market, and of course, I went up really quickly in my, style of mods and stuff. But we bought starter kits for everybody we know. And most of these people have quit and have stayed quit. But it's changed. I mean, it's changed my life really. I have an 11-year-old kid, and in school he was being told that, smoking was going to kill his dad and stuff. And he was starting to bring it up a lot. He was so happy. When we started vaping, he loves that the house doesn't smell like cigarettes anymore. We were shocked to find out that our clothes didn't smell like smoke anymore. And we really notice it in people now. Like we could be walking down the street and we'll walk by somebody who's a smoker and we can smell it. And we're so shocked. We think, did we smell like that? And our friends tell us that no, we didn't, but I think they're lying and they're being nice because I think we probably did. So anyway, it's been it's going to be 9 months in about 10 days or so. There's no going back. We're in pretty deep at this point, with no desire whatsoever to go back to smoking. And it amazes me because I feel like I quit despite not wanting to. Like the odds were really against this working, but it was easy and it was life-changing, and it's so much easier and better. I feel great. I was using my asthma, my puffer. I was using a puffer a month, and that's cut down to 2 months now. So, and I clearly feel better. My breathing is better. The other thing is, as a singer, it's really changed my voice for the better. So I can hit notes that I didn't know I could hit, or that I actually could not hit before. So this has been very beneficial in so many ways. We're saving a ton of money, even though my girlfriend will tell you that that's debatable, because I kind of like buying mods and I kind of like buying new stuff, and but if I was stuck on a desert island and I could only have one, I'd be okay with one. It's just that there's so many great things coming out. So in February this year, we started a little vape shop, and we're helping out other people now. And it's funny because it's a huge investment of time and money for us, but we're really like not making that much. And I want to keep doing it forever because I find that it's such how can I explain this? From a karma standpoint, it's such a good thing. I feel like we're doing the right thing, So anyway, all this to say that vaping is life-changing, and that vaping is a huge brings a huge improvement to your health and to your well-being, and it's fun. It's more like a replacement. I feel like I found a new way to a new, improved way to smoke. Do you know what I mean? Like it's hard to explain, but your needs are, your cravings are being met. It's also, the vaping community is fantastic. We've made some friends that are just awesome. It's great in every possible way. So all this to say basically that my name is Marcus Charles, and I'm proof.